Check. Hey, everybody. How are you? Listen, we're going to get this show started. Oh, okay, right after I stop that noise. I forgot I had it on autoplay. How's everybody doing? Which camera am I looking at? I can't even tell. I think I'm looking at that one up there. Anyway, hold on. Let me turn Nikki's mic on real quick. Say hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki. So I'm here with Niki Bryant. We're gonna get the intro going here. We're gonna give everybody a chance to kind of join in, say hello. So we're going to give it a couple more minutes here, and then we're going to come back and talk about Niki Bryant's bid for Inked Magazine and Miss Jet Set and why this is important, what's interesting about this story, because, listen, running for the cover of a magazine, well, a lot of women do it. But there's a little more to this story, I think, than meets the eye, and I want to talk about that. I want to share it with everybody. And I want to put more pictures of me in this screenshot. So I'm going to do it like this. Look at that. There's dual angles.
Ooh,
yeah, pretty fancy. You get the
is.
back of my head. The back of their heads all look the same, they say. So that was terrible, wasn't it? What a terrible way to start the show.
It's okay.
Anyway, so no, we're gonna talk about this because Nikki has an interesting story, and she's overcome some things to be able to be in this position. And she's 104 years old, and there's not a lot of 104-year-old women running for this. I
probably am the oldest.
Are you probably the oldest?
I don't know.
Oh, we're going to talk about it in a minute.
On anybody
Can I
else.
do my show intro, Nikki? You're taking over already. My God, see how she is? This is going to be a lot of fun tonight. Hang on there, guys.
It's almost time. Get your dag hats on.
All right, we're going to play another song. We'll be right back here. Tag, like, share, follow. Come on, do everything that we need you to do to make sure that we make the best of this show here tonight. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this song and shut my pie hole. How about that? Is it gonna start? take a look at myself. The truth is etched in the mirror. Night after night, as I lie alone, my future becomes quite clear. How much longer must I wait for someone to share my dreams? How much longer must I wait for someone to hear my scream? Sometimes I lie alone, sometimes I cry. I cry me away. Sometimes I spend my days wishing that I could fly away. Some days the pain and loneliness, it enters into my dreams. I toss and turn, waking up in a sweat, wondering what it all means. Hey, come here, oh, where are you? This is what I'm fighting for. Hey, come here, all the way, my heart can't take anymore. Sometimes I lie alone, sometimes I cry. I cry me away. Sometimes I spend my days wishing that I could fly. Yeah.
You're listening to Dag.
That's right, you are.
It's the Dag Show.
It is me.
Featuring Dag.
I'm Dag.
And some other people.
It is a pleasure to be here with Niki Bryant today. And here, look who we got there. We have Aurora. Hi, Aurora. You want to say hi? Say hi. She's done. That's it. There's celebrity's over. She doesn't care about it anymore.
Nope. She's over it.
Well, listen, everybody. Welcome to the Dag Show here tonight with me and Niki Bryant. This is kind of an important thing here. Is in when I do these kind of human interest stories that we're starting to do a lot of now. It's important to me because I think we forget that everybody's got a lot of things going on in their life, and there are things that we wonder about people, and then all of a sudden we find things out about people, and we don't understand how they got there. We're sitting here with Niki. You would never be able to tell that she's all tatted up and taking pictures of herself naked and running for Inked magazine and Miss Jet Set. But there's questions at how you get there. You know, things like tattooing have been around forever, but in the United States over the last decade or so, it's really grown immensely for women. And I have a lot of female friends who are tatting themselves like crazy now. So it's kind of an important conversation, and we'll get to more of why this is important to you, and your 9-year-old husband. Her husband, or her fiance, is only 14 years old. His name is Dylan. We're going to have him here to talk about it because this is a family that's in health and fitness. I'm going to show you a lot of pictures too, because I got a lot of pictures of everybody here, and it's pretty amazing. I personally can't understand the commitment and the promise that goes into being as physically fit as you two are.
Thank you.
I mean, well, you got to talk into the mic or they can't hear you.
Mommy's got to use it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's
By
gonna be
the
a challenge here.
we're here with Aurora, the beautiful Aurora.
You say hi.
Here, give her that one. She can go ahead and talk into that one.
Okay. Here you go.
We'll leave it off so she thinks it's on.
There we go. Okay. Perfect.
Perfect. So anyway, Nikki, and thank you for the beer. Nikki brought me a beer. When I walked in, I said, I demand you serve me.
And I did.
And she did.
Yes.
I never said that. Those words never came out of my mouth. I'm totally lying.
No, he's not.
All right. So anyway, I met you and I found you now with this Inked magazine bid for the cover. We were talking about this earlier. I've supported people every year since Ink started doing this. This is the first time I've actually sat down and met with somebody because it's always been friends through friends. Here, this was kind of an important story because you know Heather.
I do.
You know Heather, and Heather had, your stuff popped up on my page, and Heather had commented on it. I said, you know this girl, what's going on here? Mm-hmm. She's running for Ink. She's very pretty. What's the story? Is there a backstory? Do you know her? And that's how this whole thing started. So, that being said, let me step back here. When did you start tattooing?
When I was 15.
15? What was
Sorry,
the
Mom.
What was Mom didn't know until just now?
Oh no, they found out.
What was the motivation, behind you? I mean, what was it that drove you to start tattooing at such a young age?
I've always had a fascination with tattoos. Actually, I see it as an art, and I also saw it as the only thing that you could take to the grave.
So do you have any fear about the tattoo? Listen, I have tattoos, and I've had tattoos for 30, 35 years. Do you have any fear about what's going to happen to them when you're my age?
Not at all. All of my tattoos tell a story. So it'll be a story to tell them what maybe they looked like at one point.
What is the stories that your tattoos tell? Because I've got some pictures here. Let's look at this one where you're almost naked, but that's the only way to see the whole tattoo.
So my goal was to have half of my body tattooed, and it is still my goal. And I would like for it to go diagonally.
Notice I need beer for this interview.
To go diagonally. Let me crack mine open, too. And so my leg is my totem pole. It starts at the top. And on the top left side is one of my dog's paws. So when she passed away,
let me get
I got
to that.
I don't know if you can see that, but you can kind of see, I don't know, it's like up by the hip. So it's by the hip. And then underneath that is a hawk, because a hawk is my spirit animal. And then underneath that is a lion head, because I am a Leo. And then I have about 6 more that will go down my leg.
Jeez.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of tattoos.
I have 27 currently.
You have 27 tattoos. So what made you want to be on the I mean, well, first of all, she's a mother of 3. Okay, so I mean, her body looks a lot like mine, very ripped and cut up. Because clearly I'm into physical fitness. What made you wanna run for this contest?
Again, I've loved tattoos. I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful art.
But you're not a spring chicken.
I'm not a spring chicken.
You're pushing 40.
I like to prove people wrong.
Okay.
And yeah, as you know, I've had some barriers and some ups and downs, but I think everybody has in life. And I just kind of wanted to prove a point to show confidence no matter what age you are, no matter if you've had kids or not kids, how stressful your life is or isn't, and to just enjoy my body because I work hard for it.
Yeah, here's a picture of her. It's almost the same picture I take in the gym of me pumping iron, because I'm known for really putting the guts in. I mean, I'm in the gym, like 11 to 20 hours a day.
That's really good. I'm
Yeah,
so
it's
proud of you.
thanks.
You're welcome.
I mean, it shows in my physique, clearly. But now, okay, so this is where this all kind of starts to tie in for me.
Yes.
Because you're not just a person who got tattoos when you were 15, had 92 kids, and then decided that you wanted to be on the cover of a magazine.
Sure.
Let's be honest here. We're kind of middle-aged.
Oh, honey, you don't got to whisper it. I am middle-aged.
All right,
It's
she's
okay.
middle-aged. All right.
It's okay.
But you have
place.
you have this super history. You own your own fitness business.
Yes.
And you're a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And you trained your husband here. That's going to be your husband here.
When he was a little baby.
When he was a little baby. And here's what's funny. I was just talking with him, and he's like, "Yeah, I was 150 pounds when we met." And when she started training me, which is amazing to me because he's huge now. I mean, him and I are about the same size if I took my shirt off, but I don't like take my shirt off in front of people and embarrass them. But he's really big and ripped and cut up, like me. Or not like me. Nothing like me. But anyway, so he's up, he floats around with all this muscle, around 200 pounds now. So he added 50 pounds of stock and muscle to this guy.
Oh, yeah.
So let's
Our grocery bill is quite high.
I can only, how much carb? You eat a lot of, you should be eating potatoes. Aren't carbs good?
Oh, yeah, we do. If you open up that cabinet, there's potatoes in there.
Is there? A lot of, I mean, how do you make your potato? We'll talk about how you make the food. Because we got to talk about a diet for Dag. Every show I do has got to have some benefit to me. Today I did a show earlier on Felicity's show, and it was therapy.
Okay.
So she's giving me therapy unbeknownst to her.
How'd that make you feel?
See? We're not doing therapy at night.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, therapy's for daytime. Felicity will be on my show tomorrow night on my show. I was on hers today.
So you're in for a second session.
It's going to be a second session. I think we're going to talk more politics and stuff, but
okay.
I'm going to beat her up a little bit more about making sure that someday I can have a viable relationship again. Anyway, so let's get back to you. This isn't about me. So tell what's the name of your company?
Be Extreme Fitness.
What? Excuse me?
Be Extreme Fitness.
Be Extreme Fitness. And now you're doing that because of COVID. You don't have a brick and mortar anymore.
Oh no, I sold
Nobody
my actual
really
facility 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so now you do everything virtually.
I do.
And
it's so much nicer.
How do people sign up for that? I'll put these links up to her page, because I got to pull these other pictures up. You got to see this woman, because I thought I had them up here. I mean, she's so ripped.
I give a lot of credit to my photographer. She did an amazing job.
She didn't put all those muscles on you. Where'd you get those muscles? And why didn't they?
My mama gave it to me.
Your mama gave them to you. Well, all right. So how long ago did you start your fitness company?
2009.
2009. So, wow, you've been around 12 years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then 6 years ago, why did you go virtual? Why did you get rid of the gym?
A lot of my clientele was going nationwide, and it was just easier to not have an overhead when I could do everything online. Anybody that I was working with locally, I could still see if I needed to. And I had employees that worked with me, and they went to other facilities, and we kind of dispersed our clientele, making sure that everybody was suited with the appropriate.
She's using her hand.
Hello.
You can tell she's Italian because she starts talking like this, and then the microphone's like this. Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Okay, so all right, so now you're just kind of a one. Are you just a one woman operation?
I am. It's just me.
Now, how many clients do you take care of on a weekly basis now?
So right now, what I work with, I do specials. I run specials, and then I only take on so many competitors throughout the years.
So you work with people who are going to competition?
I work with competition. There's only one person that I see in person still, and I go to his home for that.
Now, this is where I'm gonna drag the This is where learning stuff about people is fun. Yeah. So, a little birdie told me that you have done a lot of work with people with disabilities.
Yes.
And people from the military, if I'm not mistaken, who've been injured or in combat.
With a number of individuals in regards to, as my mom likes to call it, a sensitive situation.
So tell me about that. What's that? I mean, really, when you're, I'm not that sensitive of a guy. I don't know how I would manage that.
Everybody has issues. I mean, whether it's your shoulders, your knees, back.
I don't know if you saw me when I walked in here, but I am absolutely 100% the perfect picture of health and
I
fitness.
Noticed. I was like, this guy, he doesn't need a trainer. He's great. He's perfect.
I have there's nothing wrong with me at all. What?
That blanket fort. You leaped over that very well.
I did. There was a kid that had a blanket fort. I just went to jump over it. They have vaulted ceilings in here. I actually hit my head on the ceiling 20 feet in the air. That's how high I jumped accidentally.
Yeah.
So when you how does somebody know to come to Niki who has a disability or might have been injured? I mean, how do people figure that out that you're that gal?
It was word of mouth, really. I hardly did any advertising. I did a little bit on the radio, but word of mouth and free social media. Yeah.
But see, that's not the only really cool thing.
No. What's the cool thing?
Here's where my brain kind of went a little weird. That's a picture of your spine.
Oh yeah.
So you have scoliosis.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Now, that's also known in the 70s as sway spine. That's what my mom had, and she had to have surgery. But that's a painful...
Yeah, it's not fun. That's for sure.
What kind of restrictions does that put on you? I mean, when you're competing the way that you're competing, how does that affect what you're doing? I mean, I can't even get my head around it.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge.
How do you stand up straight? How come you're not leaning?
I'm really not straight. You just gotta I don't know. I learned how.
Can't they fix that with surgery?
They could. So they wanted me to have surgery when I was a juvenile. When I was 12, I think, 13. I don't think I was 14. 12 or 13. And they want to put the pins and the rods in my back, and basically said after that, though, I wouldn't be able to play sports. So we said no. And my parents found a therapist for me to go to, and I would go to therapy where they would adjust me. I would do some fun stretches and everything, and then I would go and lay down on this matrix thing, and they put these suctions on. I did it for a long time, and it really helped a lot in high school because it was very, very painful in high school.
But it doesn't straighten out the spine, does it?
But it helped it from not getting worse. I
stayed
into fitness because the stronger my muscles are,
look at that,
the less it hurts.
I'm just looking at that, and I'm like, what is it, like pushing your kidney, your lungs into the corner, into your shoulder?
My curve goes to the right and then curves down to the left.
My curve goes to the right too.
Yeah, does it?
What? No, I'm kidding. I don't have a curve. Don't say things that are going to force me to say stupid shit, because that's going to happen.
But it's funny.
Okay,
and then it pushes forward.
So does it push against your organs?
Yeah. Yeah, so as far as on the top, it pushes against my lungs. So cardio is very challenging for me. I get very winded very quickly, and I shouldn't get winded because I'm in good health, right? And going up a flight of stairs, it's challenging. I mean, as far as the capacity, I tried doing cross country when I was younger, and that just didn't quite work for me as far as the breathing part of it. And then on my bottom, the left pulls back. So it curves and then it pulls back. So it pulls
it's
back.
Really
all messed up.
Yeah.
Can I swear on this?
You can swear. Fantastic. Yeah, you can say whatever you want on my show. There are
anybody who knows me knows that
Niki's a good swearer.
I am.
No, go ahead and say whatever you want to say, because they're Dad's got him in the other room.
Yeah.
He's got him watching
He
Dora the
definitely has him
Explorer or
covered very
something.
well.
Well, I mean, that's just when that picture got sent to me, which was sent to me by Heather. I went,
Okay.
whoa. I go, how do you even do that? I mean, how do you take these? How do you even like? There's some poses here that I can't even fathom with a spine that looks like that you could pull off. It's remarkable to me.
Thank you.
And the other things that you do that are exceptionally remarkable is working with people with disabilities. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are people out there with a lot of challenges, and we all have them.
We do, yes.
And we, except for me, I have none. We already identified I am perfect in every way. Yeah, go ahead, believe that. But that is really something to me that speaks mounds about somebody, and that's why I wanted to come here. So, tell me a little bit about your life. How'd you grow up?
How did I grow up?
Yeah, did you grow up? Do you have a happy home? No. Do you have I'm going to get to the dirt.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Did you?
No, yeah, I grew up with my mom and my dad, and then I got to see my father. We had visitation rights, so I grew up in a split home, basically. But it was fine. It's all I knew, and it was great, and I wouldn't take it away for anything. Went to parochial school.
There's Hercules. Hercules just walked in the kitchen. Look at him.
Hercules.
His arm is as big as my freaking leg. It's ridiculous. You want it bigger?
I said probably bigger.
Oh, hey, calm down. You saw me jump. You saw me. What do you mean you're being nice? Are you gonna make fun of my fat stomach?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
We don't use that word fat.
Oh, not in this house. You guys are all in great shape. How could you even use the word fat? I don't even understand where fat would come in. So let's talk about the health thing here. Oh, no. Let's talk about your childhood. So your childhood, you had a good childhood growing up?
I had a fantastic childhood.
Except for the scoliosis. I'm laughing at scoliosis. Okay. Isn't that ridiculous? I'm a horrible person.
It's all right.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm done. I'm done laughing. I want you to keep going.
Okay. Went to parochial schools. So I'm a good Catholic girl.
Okay.
And was going to go into the Air Force, and they didn't want me because of my scoliosis. And I had letters.
You'd be flying an airplane like this.
Well, thank goodness I wasn't going to be a pilot. I was going to go for air traffic control. So
they'd have to turn all the screens sideways.
Right, exactly.
They'd have to,
and they'll be like, what the hell is this woman doing?
Why are all her screens on the side? Well, she's got a broken spine. That would be.
Fine. Don't worry.
It'll all be okay.
Yeah.
We had them custom made. Don't worry, the taxpayers covered it.
Yeah.
So
played sports, everything. And
what sports did you play?
I played softball as my main. Loved it. Volleyball, basketball, did cheerleading, did poms.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I went on a tour. I smoked weed and did blow. That's what I did when I was young.
I didn't go on
tour. I'm making myself. I'm perfectly healthy. I swear to God.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely fine. Yeah, that's what we did, and then just.
Don't spit.
And had groupies in dressing rooms while you were out being athletic with scoliosis. I was totally taking advantage of
was a perfect
everything that I shouldn't have.
I wasn't out with groupies, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, we don't want to talk about the 80s. Not the 80s and dead, or the 90s, maybe probably part of the early 2000s. We'll just let it all go. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Let's just leave those things alone. I was not I guess the point I'm trying to make is I wasn't nearly as productive as you.
Sure.
And, in spite of that, in spite of having the sway, and having scoliosis, I mean, I remember what my mom went through, because my mom didn't have her surgery until I was probably maybe 5 or 6 years, 7 years old.
Okay.
So she was in her 20s when she had that surgery,
Now, for her, how did that work for her? I mean, I've heard good and bad.
It worked for her. It worked out good, but she still has problems with her back. Sure. It's not a cure-all.
Right.
When you have some kind of birth deformity like that, there's really no way to make it
hard.
perfect. But then, ironically, my brother got cancer on his spine, so he has the rods.
Okay.
In his back. He's miserable. They gutted him like a fish from the neck to the crack of his butt and across his hip. And
See, I've never heard really good things.
Yeah,
about the
so-
surgery, and that's kind of why we stayed away from it, because of how active I was. And
I think like I'm all of a sudden some expert on scoliosis. I'm an idiot, but just in looking into this, the idea that fitness is a much better solution than the risk of surgery,
Yeah.
because the long-term effects of it aren't going to go away, and they're going to be harder and harder as you get older to contend with anyway. So the more healthy you are and the more fit you are, the better off you're going to be able to deal with this in later years.
preach.
Look at that. See, I did do some homework and do some reading. I'm not a complete idiot. I'm only an idiot most of the time.
Right now, he wasn't. It was good.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I think we can say that about a lot of medicine. We could talk because we're going to talk about diet here and food, and this is some people can't wait to get their Lou Malnati's in them. I'm one of those guys, but I'm having a problem with my diet right now, and
Nutrition.
here's what I'm doing. I'm not eating out junk food at all anymore.
Sure.
I haven't in a month and a half. Only on a couple of occasions when I've gone to see my brother at the drum shop, we would order a pizza or we would get hot dogs at Mickey's. But I've been cooking every day at my house since the 1st of December.
That's excellent.
But it's not seeming to help, and I don't drink really at all anymore. I've gone out and shot 3 concerts, and I haven't had a single thing to drink except I drank a little bit Saturday. I had a few beers.
Sure.
Didn't have any hard alcohol. I don't drink hard alcohol really at my house at all unless I have somebody over, which is very rare.
Okay.
So I can't use that as an excuse. But I'm consuming. I'm buying chicken breasts. Okay.
Sure.
Then I'm mixing them with pasta and cheese
Yeah.
and bread and butter.
You're a true Dago, honey. It's okay.
But I can't. I got to get rid of this little guy here.
Yeah. Moderation.
Well, it's if I'm going to eat a meal every day, well, that's my moderation, is gluttonizing myself with vermicelli.
So maybe try a different type of pasta instead of just regular pasta.
I like linguine.
Linguine's good.
Okay, but isn't all pasta?
No. You've got rice pasta, which...
Oh, you mean like going to a couscous or something?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a lot of work. I don't have a rice steamer.
It's not.
What?
It's not a lot of work.
Like what kind of things? Well, where would you start? Okay, so somebody like me, I'm thin.
Okay.
I'm 163 pounds.
Okay.
It's been 2 months. It'll be 2 months now in my new place all alone.
What are your goals?
My goals are to get rid of this little muffin I'm starting to grow around my waist.
Your dad bod.
Yeah, I don't want the dad bod. I actually want to start exercise, but I'm a smoker and a heavy smoker. I've been a heavy smoker. Now I'm down to about a pack a day, which is down from 3 packs a day. It's pretty good. So I've cut that down, and I've cut out almost all the drinking.
Which is excellent.
So,
That's very
except
good.
you force fed me beer tonight. No, she didn't force feed me anything. I'm kidding. But anyway, so that's my concern here. Is this guy right here is hard to get rid of once it's there,
So there's a lot of different things without doing a full health history on you and doing my whole questionnaire of what I typically ask people, which usually takes about an hour to go through. So.
Oh, I don't want that many
Right.
questions about anything in my life.
Just from the little bit of general information that you've given me, going more towards whole foods is going to be ideal. So basically anything that's grown from the earth or came from a heartbeat.
Fruits and vegetables.
Fruits, vegetables, your nuts, your
Wait a
seeds.
minute, came from a heartbeat.
Yeah. Like your proteins as far as like your meats.
Oh, okay.
Anything that had a heartbeat.
All right.
From it.
All right. So what about fish? People always talk about. Okay.
Yes.
Don't have to worry about mercury.
Unless you're eating swordfish or king mackerel.
I love swordfish though.
But how often are you eating it?
Well, it's expensive. Have you
Right.
seen how expensive it is? If it wasn't so expensive, I'd eat it every day.
Exactly.
Like crab legs and lobster, and filet mignon.
One of the biggest things when you're looking for fish, if you do want good fish, is that you want something that's wild caught. So you want to avoid farm raised.
Why? What really is? Let's be honest here.
Wait,
You're telling me that Jethro Tull, who farm raises trout in Scotland, his fish are less.
Oh, see? Now you just switched it all up. Farm raised in Scotland. So that's different. Okay, every country has a little bit different on the requirements for what they can feed their farm raised. So you're looking at what are they feeding them? Where is it coming from? Is it from a third world country? So clearly we don't want something that's from Japan or China. Sorry guys, but their waters aren't as clean as if it's wild caught.
Okay.
Even still with a farm raised. So what are the little food pellets that they're feeding them? You gotta think anything that's farm raised has no skin pigment. So our FDA is regulated. It's okay for them to put a dye into that to make it look appealing to the eye,
Right.
like salmon.
The FDA for human food is screwed up. We talked
It
briefly
is
about
so
me.
messed up.
I manufactured a dog food, and I wrote the recipe for it and passed in 2 GAs. And they held my dog food to a higher standard than they did the people food. It was
believe it.
ridiculous. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I'm
The
right
FDA
there with you.
The FDA allows some of the most horrific things
It's gross.
in food you could possibly ever imagine. And I know this firsthand for a year of dealing with them on a daily basis. It was terrifying.
It's gross. It's absolutely gross.
Absolutely disgusting.
So you're just kind of looking at the quality in which, as far as the food. So if you're going out to eat, when was that fish brought in? Was it fresh? Was it frozen? Clearly, being in the Midwest, it's a little bit harder to get good fresh around here. But if you're going to go to a restaurant, you want to try to make sure that's delivered on a Friday, because then you have Friday and Saturday for it being good. Once you start getting later in the week, it's going to have that like fishier kind of smell.
Oh, and I hate that. When you go to the Jewel or something, then you buy the salmon's on sale and you open it up and it all smells fishy.
Yeah, and if it smells fishy, it's not good. So
Well, all right. So now, what's the difference from a health perspective of the fish being frozen versus it being fresh? I mean, it seems obvious, but so because they flash freeze these fish.
some, yes, and flash frozen is going to be the best. If it's flash frozen, that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if it's something that's been caught on a boat and those fish have been swimming around in the bottom of that boat and they're freaking out and they're pouring all this cortisol into their body.
Excuse me, back up. All this
Cortisol?
cortisol.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
it's their fight or flight hormone. And
Okay.
so they're pouring all this in there because they think that they need to flee. Well, where are they going to flee? The ocean is no more. They are now in a boat. And then they're going to bring it to somewhere to be distributed. And then from there, they'll bring it to from where it was caught, then they're going to bring it to somewhere to where it's going to be distributed and then cut up. So now you've taken something that was good when you got it. Now it's completely damaged itself.
So when wait, hold on, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So when you're watching Deadliest Catch and they catch all these fish and then they put them in this big tub in the bottom of the boat, the fish freak out.
Yeah.
They piss themselves, I guess,
Everywhere.
of
Well,
cortisol.
They pour it into their body. It's that hormone that they dump into their body for that fight or flight.
Where does this hormone come from that they're...
They have it inside of them.
Well, if it's there already, what's the difference?
So they release it.
Where do they keep it?
I don't know that part. Inside of their body.
It's like in their brain they release a hormone?
No, not in their brain.
They have like a hormone pack. And so I'm just trying to
So
understand.
like for us, we have our kidneys and then we have our adrenal glands that are right above it. And that's where we release our cortisol.
Okay. Cortisol.
Yeah, and it goes into our
And when you
stomach.
release that...
It's supposed to, it's your fight or flight, or when you're eating carbs, it's going to help break up your carbs.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different, clearly.
Oh, this is so hard.
It's not hard. That's why I do what I do. To
Wow.
help people.
Okay,
there's
so
much misleading information out there. Like, oh yes, eat fish, but make sure that you're getting the good quality. That's the main thing to know. So as far as the fresh or the frozen, flash frozen is the best. That's when it's cut up on the boat, packaged, done.
and flash frozen immediately.
Now, if it says wild caught in Alaska, and that's all it says, it doesn't say distributed by nowhere, then you know it's flash frozen. And sometimes it'll actually even say on that packaging. Okay. Now, if it says it was caught in China and then distributed in Virginia
Through Wuhan.
right, exactly, then you know it's probably not going to be the best quality.
Well, but
and that's
I
why
wouldn't
it's
eat.
cheap.
I wouldn't eat China fish anyway.
But do you even know if you were eating China fish?
I do look at the labels,
Okay, most people don't though.
but I don't read. Okay, let me step back. I look at the labels half the time.
Sure. Okay,
So-
that's fair.
You know, because sometimes it seems too good to be true. So let me bring you to this. So let's talk about grocery shopping. So you go into Aldi has this big claim of buying a lot of and selling a lot of great food.
Yep.
And I have gone in there and made comparisons to Aldi and to Jewel Food, and I got to tell you, I'm seeing in Aldi a lot less ingredients and things.
Yes.
Like for instance, you can go to Jewel, you can go to Meijer, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Aldi, and you can buy a bag of chicken breasts, okay? And they all say up to 15% injected with water.
Yeah.
You know, to fatten them up or whatever the reason is. But the Aldi chicken breasts I bought, not only were they better last time, but they had like no ingredients in them.
Yeah.
There were none.
Yep.
And the ones that I bought at the Jewel had a list of ingredients
Yes.
on a chicken breast that was
crazy,
this
huh?
big in print I could barely read.
You want to know a fun fact about Aldi's?
Yes.
Their sister store is Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. Yeah, I did. I knew that actually.
Yeah, they're all German based. But yeah, no, that's exactly their whole point is they're trying to make healthier options at a cheaper cost. That's why it's Aldi's brands. That's why they don't carry a lot of name brand things. They want to make it affordable for everybody to be able to eat healthy.
And they're putting forth. So like my brother, he'll never go to Aldi. He thinks Aldi's the shit store of grocery shopping. I'm like, dude,
Well,
you're
good. Then there's more for us.
more for us. But I tried to tell him. I said, kid, the food at Aldi has. I'm seeing a lot less ingredients in everything there. Now I won't eat their hot dogs. I'm a Vienna guy. Forget about it. Ain't happening.
There's some brands you just don't
So
sway from.
mac and cheese. You ain't getting me to eat anything but Kraft or Velveeta. Those are the only two mac and cheese really that are any good. But everything else, you know, their butter, their
Yes.
you know, all that
it's
stuff.
all great. I mean, we shop there. And
We have 14 kids. You'd have to
that's
shop
exactly what I
there.
was going to say. I mean, with having 20 kids, it's hard.
I forgot to mention the 6 that were tied up in a
They're in the-
cage
they're in the
downstairs.
stairs.
Yeah. I thought I heard some knocking.
Crawling through the house.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, Aldi is affordable. And that's always my kind of concern because I don't always really know. I'm not in the pet food business anymore, so I'm not paying attention and researching the chemicals and crap they put in food. But like if you, I can't, everybody loves a Tostino's pizza roll. But I wouldn't have them in my house. So that list of ingredients is this long,
Oh my
loaded
gosh,
with
I know.
carcinogens.
You look at some of this stuff, like
It's terrifying.
it is very terrifying. And to think that you know you're giving this to your kids who are growing and their brains are still developing, and now you're cutting off the circulation to their brains developing, and this is why we have so many problems as far as like ADHD and there's talking autism. It's because of these chemicals.
1 in 2 kids by 2030 will have autism.
Hitting puberty or extremely
2034.
earlier than they should be.
Right.
And it's because of the things that are in the foods.
Well, so now listen, if you were going to assemble a good diet for a single guy,
Sure.
single 55-year-old guy, what would you recommend? Listen, I love fruit. Like my favorite fruit in the whole world is pineapple. I buy a pineapple
I eat
every week.
pineapple every day, honey.
I cut it up. I love pineapple.
Me too.
And I love oranges and stuff, but it's just not as easy to prepare and make it road safe, and I could just pull it out of the thing and eat the goddamn pineapple.
Pineapple's good for your lungs.
Is it good for your lungs? Oh, well then I can keep smoking. Let's keep smoking now that I'm eating a lot of
not what I
pineapple.
said.
No, I've been eating I eat pineapple a long time. I ate pineapple like every day, and then I got in a relationship for 2 years, and I stopped eating pineapple every day. And now I'm eating pineapple almost every day again. But so, what about vegetables? What are the best? Like, I love asparagus. What's the best vegetable to consume?
Not gonna say that because there's really not a best. It's all
They're all good.
They're all good. That's why Mother Nature has given it to us. When I
Do you eat a lot of veggies here?
Yeah, we eat veggies.
You were eating
fruit.
pasta when I got here.
Look,
Everybody
don't
was
judge me. I'm
everybody was
Italian.
eating. It was
We were eating tortellini. Thank you very much, and it was good. And I had cheese on it. Any other questions?
No, that's it. I don't want to fight anybody.
With my Bush Light.
This is the health and wellness show here on the Dag Show. Get your tortellini and your 22-ounce Bush Light, and let's go to work.
Look, we have quick and easy meals too. Okay, honey.
So, what would you recommend?
I recommend people eat seasonal.
When I don't know what the hell that means.
So eat what grows in that particular season. So what's popular in that season, what's popular or month. Then that way you know that you're not eating something that's been genetically modified in a lab and grows all year round. Instead, you're eating something that's seasonal.
But not everything GMO is bad.
No, and it's not. I'm not saying that. But when you're looking at things or you're wanting to make a healthier move where you're already doing good, which you're making your meals at home.
But how do I know what's seasonal? Like, I don't know when. What if green beans grow in California? They're going to be seasonal in California.
That's where research would come up, or a nutritionist.
So I got to start researching all my goddamn meals.
Not all your meals, but at least having a general idea of what's best around what times, as far as like berries. Like berries are beginning of the summer. Your apples, clearly you go to the apple orchard in the fall, or you're picking pumpkins. Or
Do you really go to the? I've never gone. I've never paid any attention to that. You go to the apple orchard in the fall?
Yeah.
I love Honey Crisps. I go to the apple orchard at Jewel anytime I want.
Huh? How does Honey Crisp have to do with apples?
That's the apple I eat. They have a thin skin. It's very tasty.
Honey? Oh,
Honey Crisp apple.
I was thinking cereal.
Oh no, you were thinking Super Sugar Crisps.
I was.
Yes.
I was like,
yeah.
How was that?
I was gonna ask you how Fruity Pebbles and Cap'n Crunch ranked on the health scale because those are my two favorite cereals. But
those don't even taste right anymore. They leave that film in your mouth.
I know the Cap'n Crunch leaves a total film in your mouth
my God,
now.
it's
But
awful.
it's so good. It's so delicious going in. Like fantastic.
Oh, good Lord. No, I do like Honey Crisp apples as well. You're right.
Yeah, well, better than a Red Delicious. The Red Delicious skin is so thick.
It is. It's
and
like waxy thick.
It's waxy thick, and then it's too hard to chew. See, the Honey Crisp is thin, and the Honey Crisp is so sweet.
It is.
It's really sweet when it
Got
goes in my mouth.
Chew it every now and then.
Yeah. I'm not a huge Gala apple fan. Unless I'm making a pie, and Dag's not making pies. Dag doesn't bake.
Not yet.
Not ever. Never gonna happen. But okay, so fruits and vegetables good no matter what.
Yeah.
Now,
everything moderation.
Now there's this company that does they do this what is it? Balance of Nature. Mm-hmm. So they dehydrate everything, in a dark room, and this stuff's supposed to be really, really great and maintain all the nutrients.
Sure.
And you take like 3 to 6 of these pills a day, and people are saying they feel great about themselves and their lives, and especially people who are getting older.
Okay.
Do fruits and vegetables really have that kind of impact on the way your body reacts?
Without a doubt.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, if you think about it, they used to say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? An apple alone has over 10,000 healing agents inside of it itself.
The seeds have cyanide in them. So the apple can heal you and kill you simultaneously.
People eat the seeds all the time. What happened? There you go.
No, I lost my light. I lost my light a long time ago.
Don't follow the light.
No, don't follow the light. I don't want to go down there. It's not going to be a light. It'll be a flame.
But no, I mean, you want to eat. I mean, you got to think. We've been eating this stuff for thousands of years.
Right.
It's just over the last 100, 150 years that we've really messed up the human race.
Well, really going back to like the 40s and 50s, we really screwed it up. Not even, you go 70 years back when Banquet came out with the TV dinner and they had to process that crap in that tin and go, this is going to be really good. Just heat it up in that hot point oven.
Stew that used to be in the can?
Spam.
No, the stew. It was like a stew.
Oh, Dinty Moore beef stew?
Mm-hmm.
But see, that
reminds me of like wet dog food.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's so disgusting. I think it's worse than Spam.
Yeah, well, Spam was good. When I was a kid, we would get Spam because my mom, you could take Spam, then it's sliced, you could have it for breakfast, you could put it on a sandwich. I had some Spam a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I almost vomited. It was disgusting.
Can't imagine.
I mean, it was horrible. And it was like $7 for a can.
Yuck.
Like, how do you charge me this much for this processed eyeballs and toenails?
It's not even ham, it's Spam.
Yeah, you can't even call it ham. Spam is what I get in my internet inbox.
It's like turkey bacon. It's like the same thing.
You can't do turkey bacon.
So gross.
It's disgusting. Do you like bacon?
No.
You don't like regular bacon?
Well, I don't eat pork.
Jesus Christ. Why don't you eat the pork, Nikki? Come on, tell us why you don't eat pork, Nikki. I got Elizabeth.
Before you start judging me, Dag.
Renee Elizabeth doesn't eat it. Go ahead. Tell me why you don't eat pork.
When I was 10 years old, I became a vegetarian because I saw a lot of the health issues in which my family went through with being overweight. So I became a vegetarian. And then when I started working out more in my early 20s, I started eating chicken and fish.
No, but how do you get through life with no bacon?
I was a waitress for a long time, and working Sundays, coming home, smelling like bacon and syrup. Ugh.
Oh, that would be so hot if I had a girlfriend who came home smelling like
gross.
bacon.
Oh, my God.
Let me tell you something. Every single Sunday, I make an entire pound of bacon for myself and eat that pound of bacon all alone. And sometimes I even slather it with brown sugar or maple syrup and then bake it.
Honey, if you just cut that part out, maybe even do it like once a month.
It's the best meal of the week. It is an entire pound of bacon for one man. It's heaven. Dylan. That's where his problem's coming from. Do you like bacon? Does Dylan like bacon?
He loves bacon.
Of course he does, because he's a man.
My kids love bacon. I make it for them. I just don't eat it. Honey, you like bacon? He's not listening.
He passed out.
He might
passed out in the fort.
I don't know. It's really quiet.
It is very quiet in there.
Everybody might have passed out.
So do you really think the bacon's hurting my midsection?
Well,
one day a week?
Pound?
Well, it's 16 ounces. It's the package it comes in.
Okay.
And some maple syrup on it. And you cook it. You never cook bacon on the stove. You cook it in the oven.
I mean, we could look at other factors.
the linguine, the ground beef, the
so instead
bread.
of ground beef, you could try ground turkey, or you could try ground bison.
Why? Is that not going to make me fat?
Bison?
Do you ever see how big a bison is? It doesn't even make any sense. So if I eat the biggest animal on the prairie, I get smaller?
So think about it this way.
It's confusing.
What does a cow do?
Eats and poops.
Right. How fast can it run? You don't ever see cows run, do you? Because they don't. How fast can a bison run? Can up to 40 miles an hour.
A bison can run 40 miles an hour?
How high can it jump? Almost 14 feet high.
A bison can't jump 14 feet high.
Want to bet?
No.
All right, then.
14
so
feet.
Think of it this way. Do you want to eat the jock, or do you want to eat the chess player?
Somebody asked me that in high school once. They're like, you want to eat the jock or get a swirly? What do you want to do? Oh, they were going to try and jam a jock strap in my mouth. That was different. Jock. We called it a jock.
I got you. So are you?
I got stuffed in a locker when I was a freshman. Oh, there he is.
He's going to put the baby down. That's what he's doing.
Baby's going down. He's being quiet.
Yeah, we got the...
Okay, so I didn't know that about bison.
Yes.
But wouldn't that make their meat tougher?
It's leaner. You don't want to cook it as long. Correct. So if you cook it as long as you would a regular hamburger or regular steak, it will cook faster. Just like any other game meat. Whether you have moose or venison, it's all going to cook quicker.
Did you ever eat squirrel?
I have not had squirrel, but I am not opposed to trying it.
I shot a squirrel out of a tree from 100 yards away with a shotgun with a deer slug.
You seem very proud of
I am
yourself.
very proud of it. My buddy came over to the house and we pulled out the shotgun. He goes, "There's a squirrel up there in that tree," and I pulled it out. I lined it up, and he goes, "There's no way you just shot that squirrel out of the tree." And we cooked it and we ate it.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, I've had snake, I've had alligator, I've had turtle. I have not had squirrel.
I'm more impressed with shooting the squirrel out of the tree
That's
from 100
very
yards
impressive,
away.
actually.
It was really crazy. He freaked out. He went, "Oh my God, I can't." He still tells that story. His dad shot a squirrel, tiny little squirrel out of a tree from 100 yards away. Anyway, but
Yeah,
I
I
had
know.
squirrel. It wasn't bad.
No.
It was a little gamey. But I don't know if you can cook that gaminess out of it. You know, I don't think you can.
You can soak it in milk, and it takes the gamey.
Oh, we were so hungry. He just skinned that thing and we put it in a
then you're
pan.
fine.
And
Don't worry about it.
yeah, I like venison too. I'm a big fan of venison, but
Venison's
you know,
good.
again, sometimes that can be gamey.
Yeah, again, soak it in milk.
Okay, she's always yelling at me already. Knowing you for 4 hours, you're already yelling at me. All right, so let me ask you this. So we talked about proteins.
Yes.
And I hope I'm not boring anybody with this because this is my show and I want to know these things. So, eating red meat versus eating like chicken or fish, what is better for you?
Well, it's less on your heart, that's for sure, as far as digesting
What
with
is?
the other meats as opposed to the red meats. Red meats is harder on your heart to digest.
Okay. That's and that's probably why they say when you have gout, don't eat red meat.
Yeah, or if you have heart issues.
Oh, I'm heartless, so
That's
they
okay,
say.
me too.
All right, good, beautiful. All right, so really, the only difference in the proteins is you know, being cognizant of what maybe some of your health issues may be.
Yeah.
You know, cut back on the red
Sure.
meats if you've got
If you're looking to
if your
lean
heart's
up,
about to
then
blow
go
out
with
of your
leaner
chest.
Meats. If you're looking to bulk up, go with more of a red meat and starchier carbs, I guess.
That's my problem again. We're right back to where we started. I'm bulking up in the wrong areas.
Damn it!
I'm gonna have to
Start
get.
doing some squats.
I'm gonna get a weight set. Put it
Okay.
in my garage. My garage is heated, so I can put it in my
That's
garage.
exciting.
Yeah, so I'll get this. I'll get like a Joe Weider weight set. You know, like 150-pound rack.
Yeah.
Maybe some curling bars. Yeah, a punching bag or something.
Are you envisioning it right now?
I'm envisioning it in my head right now. I'm actually thinking about where I would put it because that would be pretty
I'm gonna
cool.
line this up here.
Get my Joe Weider
What are you
weight
doing,
set.
honey?
I'm gonna get a Body by Jake. That's what I'm gonna
Oh,
do.
Body by Jake.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's not gonna work, is it? It's gonna be a train wreck. So Dylan, when do you want to come sit down and to chat with us?
He's,
How about we do this?
He's changing the batteries.
He's changing the batteries in your toys for later. All right, fantastic.
So the baby will stay asleep. It's for her toy.
Well, let's do this. Let's play a song here.
Okay.
I have to use the restroom again. And let's play a little 1096 again. And then we'll come back here. We'll get Dylan in here
Sounds good.
because I got some questions for him.
Okay.
And I got to find these other pictures. I thought I saved them, I think, 17 minutes ago. Oh, look at what the kids made me. Kids made me a hat that says DAG and then a boat that says video ship and it says the USS DAG on it.
Yes, that's Brayden.
Braden's
Dell made you the hat.
so sweet. I walked in the door. These kids were just like, "Hey, what's going on? What's your name? Hey, what are you doing here? How
I
are
told
you?"
you were going to be a new toy.
Very, very awesome. Very sweet kids. Very beautiful little girls. So let's play a song here, and we'll come right back here on the DAG Show with Niki Bryant here, and we're gonna get Dylan in here. We're gonna find out how this 11-year-old man feels about his wife taking naked pictures for a cover of a magazine, because I'm dying to know. We'll be right back here on the DAG Show.